In this video, I'm going to introduce two different array models. Each of these models was constructed using Web Sketchpad. For our first model, we have a tool that constructs arrays. To use the tool, tap its icon. When I do, I see a preview of the array that I'm about to construct. I can then tap anywhere on the screen to place that array. Now that I've placed the array, I can begin to explore it. I can move it around on my screen, and I can change the number of rows and columns in the array. If I drag this black point to the right or left, it changes the number of columns in my array. And if I drag this black point up or down, it changes the number of rows. I might ask students to construct all of the different possible arrays that have 12 circles total. They might begin with this very first array and create an array with 6 rows and 2 columns. To continue, tap this icon again, tap to place the array, and drag one or both of these points to create another array with 12 red circles in total. This sketch comes with multiple pages. You can navigate between the pages in the lower right corner. On page 2, you might ask students to construct arrays with a different number of total red circles, and then be able to navigate between the pages to see all of the different student responses. The second array model behaves a little differently. Here we get to indicate the total number of counters, or red circles, that we'd like in our array. So I'll tap here, and in this number pad, I'll change the number from 12 to perhaps 18. I now have an array with 2 rows, and each row contains 9 red circles. So far this looks like a normal array, but watch what happens now. I can change the dimensions of my array, the number of rows and columns, by dragging this blue point. So let's watch what happens if I drag it to the left and now up to enclose all of these red circles. I now have 2 rows of 8 red circles and an extra row with just 2 red circles remaining. So 8 times 2 plus 2 equals 18. This is not a typical array because we don't have the same number of red circles in each row. Here I can drag this point again. So now I have 2 rows of 7 circles with 4 left over. And if I continue here, I now have 3 rows of 5 circles with 3 left over. So it's a very interesting way of looking at remainders. I can also ask students to drag this blue point in ways that I have the same number of red circles in each row. For example, here, or here. On page 2 of this model, the circles are smaller, so we can explore larger numbers here for the total number of red circles in the array. And as before, we can drag this blue point, and it changes the number of red circles in each row. Page 3 is virtually the same, but now we can control the overall size of the array as well, allowing us to enter even more counters into our array. Links to both of these array models appear right below this YouTube video.